Well, I know that having conversations about anything with tweens and teens can be kind of difficult, but technology is also such a big topic to discuss, especially because I know as parents, we have one view of what we think that our kids should be doing with their technology use, and our kids have a total different view. So I think one thing to always keep in mind is it is a big part of their lives as they're growing up. They're using a lot of technology in school for different purposes that are really great purposes for learning. Um, but of course, it's a huge social piece right now. So you have that peer pressure of, especially when kids get their very first phone, the very first thing they want to do is get Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram or whatever all of their friends are on. And I know for me, when my kids got their first phones, they were in sixth grade. And that was the very first thing they did. They wanted to get all of the social media on. And I told them no at first. And then over time, as I saw more and more of their friends had it, then I, let them get it and I monitored it. But I think we need to realize that at some point, they will be using these tools. And it is our job to just make sure they're educated about safety, and they do a good job talking about it in schools. But I think one great way to discuss the safety aspect is to ask them what they know about it. So instead of always telling them what we know, first just asking them, like, hey, what do you know about this platform? How do people find you to request your friendship? Or, do you just accept anybody who asks to be friends with you, even if you don't know them? And then see what they say. And then you can go on from there to discuss, hey, it's a good idea to only accept friendships from people that you know, and that sort of thing. But I think that technology conversations with our kids need to be ongoing. It can't just be one conversation you have, giving what you think they should be doing and then moving on. It has to be a lot of check-ins and a lot of question asking. So when we're having conversations, like any other conversation you're going to have, they need to be able to contribute. You need to be able to listen. They need to be able to listen, and the back and forth and everything. So planting seeds like that. I also like to start conversations with little anecdotes I may have picked up in the day. So if I have a friend who shared with me that their daughter had some very uncomfortable comments placed on their Instagram page, for instance, which I have had this happen, then I will go to them, and without giving them details, I'll say, hey, I was talking with my friend so-and-so, and she told me that this was happening on Instagram. Have you heard of this happening with anybody? That kind of thing. Like, tell me more, because I'm not in that world and I really want to know what you guys are experiencing. So just coming from a place of curiosity, because they are living in this other world a little bit different than how we are using technology. And I feel if you ask them those questions, like you're just trying to relate and get a little insight into what they're experiencing, they are more apt to come to you and say, oh yeah, maybe it didn't happen to them, but I saw that happen with my friend, or you need to be careful about this. And then just taking it from a place of learning on your part, even though you may know your intention is to get them to talk and to make sure that they're aware of these things, when they feel like they're bringing the information to you, I think it's more powerful for them from a learning perspective. And you can also really gauge how much they know. Sometimes we think that we need to be the ones to tell them how to operate with everything all the time. And we can sometimes find out by questioning that they really do know more than we think. They're really a little more aware of what's going on than we think.